All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Ignite Initiative. I have a good friend on, Larry Williams, all right, from Lodi, California, of Dubb Fitness. Welcome, Larry.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks again, Mike, for this opportunity.
Of course, of course. And we go way back. So, when we first met, it's funny in this industry how it works. But 2019 in Vigor Ground in Seattle, me and my partner John decided to, fly out there and put a little bit of expense into a little trip out there and get some
Yeah.
knowledge out there. But it's not even the events, which it was a great event by Luca, it really was. But it's the networking, right? And that's how we met, man. And that's how, and ever since then we've been helping each other out, in this game and in this business. So
And I think you hit it on the money, Mike. It's good to be able to go to these events in person and connect with people because you just never know where it will lead you, man.
exactly, exactly. So, with that said, Larry, how did you get into the fitness industry at first? How did it all start?
Yeah, well, I got into the fitness back in high school, doing sports and all that kind of stuff. I even won a weightlifting competition back in high school, my senior year, man. But after high school, I kind of like dipped off, just did it off and on. I really got back into health and fitness back in 2006, 2007, man. That's where I got a DUI, and that changed everything for me, man. And changed me having to change my environment, my friends and all these things, oh man. So it led me down to a different outlet, and that's where health and fitness came in, man.
And that's one true quality that I believe every entrepreneur has is like, even in bad situations, you find that positive, that the positive out of it. And that's what you did there. You found that positive and let it into your passion and your career. And, you are extremely passionate. I could tell about what you do, for your gym every single day. I see you on social media, really putting it all out there. When did you believe that it could be a thing? Like Dubb Fitness could actually be a thing. When did you first have that moment?
Well, to start off as a coach, it was back in 2010. But where I really could turn this into an actual business was back in 2017. Man, at the time, I was working two jobs. In between, I was training and things like that. It came down to where that um, getting ready to have my third child, and me not being at home, where that I wasn't able to see my family usually to the weekends because of the hours I was working from morning to night and things like that. And I knew that something had to change. And I said that if I'm going to make this work, something's going to have to give. So I ended up quitting my jobs, man, and went all in into training. Then once I went in on the training a year later, man, 2 years later, that's when I took that leap and took that step and opened up Dubb Fitness.
What year did you guys open up?
We opened up 2020, man. So we opened it up a month before COVID hit, man.
Oh my God. And in
Yep.
California, you guys had a long restriction, I'm sure, too,
Right.
right?
We did, man.
It's like New York.
Yep. 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 But I was glad, man. I had, saying that adversity happened to me in the beginning. Because we were able to stick it out and we're still here today, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Is being able to respond to challenges and things like that. So I'm grateful that it
That,
happened to me early on, man.
that is true, man. Talk about a true test to your will and
Yeah.
everything you're doing. Because I mean, for us, we were about a 5-year gym at that point, and
Yeah.
it was still very tough and scraping on to get by those years and get into the next year. I could only imagine just opening up there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. What was that like? Like, what was so when you had that? Like, what month did gym open in February then?
Yeah, yeah, it did. Yeah, so the gym opened up in February, on Valentine's Day, and yeah, it
So
was, it was
you're paying expenses.
yeah,
It's all happening. So,
yeah,
so
it's all
what?
happening. Yeah, and so me and my wife, we were nervous, but I felt that this was a test for me, right? It was a test. Okay, if this is something that I really want, life is testing me right now.
Yeah,
How bad do you really want it? You know what I'm saying? Because yes, you could go back and work those two jobs, but now I'm testing you to see what what I'm saying, what you really want. And I stuck it out, and I did what most gyms in my area didn't do. I kept the gym open.
yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
we kept the doors down, make sure we told clients, don't say anything. But I really feel it was a blessing in disguise because we had clients that were telling us during COVID, like, man, I'm so glad that you guys kept this open because I don't know what it would have done to me mentally.
For
I
real.
deal with anxiety, I deal with depression, and I feel that if this wasn't open, I don't know where I would be right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that me and my wife made that decision together to be able to keep it open, not only just for us, but also to help, you know what I'm saying, to help our clients as well that we, you know what I'm saying, that we had just signed up for the gym.
Ah, that's the truth. I mean, that's same with us too. Like, I feel like it's crazy being a gym owner. There's so many different things that happen throughout the day. You got to handle your market. It's really a marketing and sales business, really, right? But then, you
Yeah.
really started it because you want to help people, right? And that's why we started.
Yeah.
That's what we do every day. Like, our number one thing is to always help people. That's our number one thing as a team, right? So when that happened for me, it's like I was like, people not working out, sitting at home, is that going to help them? Like, I really, truly don't believe that. So I knew that, we can kind of get this done. So we kept it open too, and we did it as safe as we possibly could during those times. And I'm glad we did it. And it actually did give us a little bit of a surge to our gym because we were those guys that were open. And we did as much as we possibly can around that. And I think you have to pivot and adapt as an entrepreneur, especially as a gym owner. That's all it's all about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's always going to be moments that are going to happen. So anyways, after COVID, right? You guys, got that stuff out of the way. Um, how did you start building the business? What did you look at and what did you do? With your marketing, you guys do a great job on social media, pushing your stuff out there for sure. But how did you guys start building the base and going from there?
Yeah, well, it started to where that, after, the first, 2 years, it was just like you mentioned, it was just us helping people, right? Where that I really didn't have the knowledge of, of the marketing and actually understanding like the business side. So it came to a point where like, man, I feel like that we're capped, you know what I'm saying? Is where like there's something that I need that we need to, like you said, we need to adapt and pivot. And at the time we were just doing, large group fitness training,
Yeah,
boot
yeah,
classes. We weren't doing, a small group or the semi-private, model, man. And, that's when I ended up finding a mastermind that, that taught to be able to not to get away from the large group, but to pivot to where that if you want to grow the business, not only that, that you have to, track your numbers, but also, build a model, saying around a small group or semi-private that's gonna, help you bring in more with less people and maximize your time better.
exactly. And you can also give more focus to those people too. And we did the same
Right.
thing. We built that program. I want to say actually no, we built it a little bit later than you though. We built it like the end of 2022. So we built that program into it, and people love it. It's weird because you never think my gym would not have that now, right? It's a great program, and in the gym game right now. And I think the market is still moving that way where people do want that personal, private attention, but they don't want to pay for the, 100 $150 session. So how can we narrow that down? It's like, 30 to $50 range and put them in a little bit of a small group and still get the same results, right?
Right. Right.
I think that's one thing that a lot of people on the outside of the gym world don't understand is there's a lot of systems that go into place, and you have to have
Yeah.
a good class system down because people are coming in from all different sizes, limitations, and you have to make it flow. So how do you make it flow, Larry, in the classes? Because you guys have, like I said on the videos, I always see that the great energy and great movement, great flow of the class. How do you do that if somebody's maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit more overweight and more limited, and you have somebody younger that wants to work out? How do you guys manage that?
Yeah, well, we're a beginner friendly gym though, Mike, so, we meet people, right where they are, so we don't just, throw them in the fire,
Gotcha.
with, everybody else, so, our program is set up to where that is tailored, saying to them, saying to their limitations, and that's the thing is that we want them to come inside of our facility, inside of our doors, welcome. And that's the first thing that we do when, we do get new people that come in is that we greet them right at the door.
Yeah.
We're not like any other gym where that you just come in and when we don't know your name, we don't ask for your name, right?
Yeah.
But we actually get to know you because you're coming into this is our house that you're coming into. So if you're coming into our house, that means that you're family. So that means that I want to get to know you. I want to know your name. I want to know, your background, and in that way that you feel comfortable and that lets your guard down for you to become and be yourself and know, saying what you're capable of once you walk into our doors.
Yeah, and that's contagious. We have that same kind of feel at RAF and at Next Four, and it's funny because the other day I had somebody from Next Four, one of our clients, and I haven't been there in person in a while. I'm not in person there, but but I had this lady that I worked with very heavily in the beginning, and
Yeah,
she's down about 75 pounds now. She texted me and she's like, thank you for creating this environment and this community. And I'm like, we didn't create this. You guys actually created this. We just kind of let it,
right.
let you guys start it, I guess. But you guys create the community, not us, you know?
No, yeah, exactly, though, man. That's what we tell our clients, all the time because, and I said is that we're a team, right? And it's where that when you're on a team and a team is winning, and especially when you have players on your team that is exceeding at a high level, that type of consistency, that work ethic, it trickles down to everybody else that wants to be better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what helps
True.
our clients to continue to show up, to continue to be the best version, saying of themselves. Oh man. So, and I tell them all the time, it's you guys. And I say, because the energy that you guys are pouring in and the work ethic is trickling down onto everybody else. And it makes everybody else want to be better.
For sure. For sure. Larry, I know I have a lot of these moments, probably a little bit too much, but there's always going to be
Yeah.
some moments that you remember that, it gets tough, like really tough, in the business game, really. And, do you have one like memorable moment where you kind of just, after a long night of training clients, you're just like, man, I don't know if this is still, worth it, or this is my thing. Like, did that ever happen to you at all? And you kind of, play that head trash game?
Yeah, and I feel it's something that I'm still healing and learning from, and I still get that head trash because I think it's for me is that I have to learn not to have so much high expectations, what I'm saying, in people because it's where that I want it more than them, and when I see that that they don't have the drive, right? And not, I'm not gonna say all where they're not pushing themselves, but it's, man, I want them to succeed so bad. And when that energy is not there, I kind of feel like, man, is this a slap in my face to where that
Yeah.
is this something I should be doing? Because why isn't I'm pouring all my energy and yet it's that energy is not being matched back? Is this really what my calling is? So I do have that head trash that comes in to where that I feel like that I'm pouring more in and then I'm not getting anything back in return.
And how do you deal with that? 'Cause I know a lot of entrepreneurs, that are listening to this, deal with that every single day, every week. What's your go-to when that happens? It gets inside your head a little bit. What do you do?
Yeah, it's just me going back into me, of course, getting in back into my personal development books and going back and reading those to help center myself, right, and know that it's not about me, and that's the thing. I have to take me out of the situation. Like, yes, I
Yes.
know that I have the information, I have the tools, the sources to be able to get them where they need to get to, but I have to go back to why we started this, right? Is to meet them right where they are and continue to build them. Not everybody's gonna, have the mindset that I have to want to get to the, saying to that next step. So I have to meet them right where they are and continue to teach, continue to guide, and continue to mentor. So that way that I can help, shape and build their future.
You said it right there. You said, why you started and why you did it. And, it's funny because, we always say that like when we're teaching, how to sell, right, memberships,
Right.
I always say we're never selling membership ever. We're always helping somebody be a better person. If we can help them, we'll help them, right? We're not actually selling them. So don't think that you're trying to, push them for 3 times a week. You're not selling them on 3 times a week. You're okay, Larry, I can help you with 3 times a week here. We could help you create your plan, right? And I always tell the people that we are selling, right, or helping, right? What is your why? Why are you here? We have to know why you're here first in this facility, so then we can, create a plan to help you, right? So we have to figure that part out first. And I always tell them it's going to get tough over the next couple of months. At one point or another, it's going to get tough when you're on this journey. Find your why, write it down now, and just remember your why the whole way through, and just keep on going back to that and resorting back to that. You know.
Exactly.
So yeah, Larry. So you're in the gym game. At what moment were you like, wow, it's not just about training people. You got to actually track all your numbers, track your memberships. You got to market out the new offer. You got to get people into a trial process. Was there a moment where because in the beginning for us at least, the first 3 years probably was like pay per session. There was like all like cash transactions, just come in here, work out.
Yeah.
15, $10 boot camps,
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
what point were you like, I'm gonna like legitimize all this and get this thing like flowing?
Well, just like, man, people that, that I still connected with back from, 2019, they're in these masterminds. This is back in like 2022, man. And, and it just came down to where like, do I want to be labeled just as like the best trainer, or do we want to be labeled as a real business? Right.
Yes.
And in
Yes.
order, in order to, of course, get to the next level with the revenue that we want to generate, we have to operate like a real business. And so what does that look like? And you hit it is where that you got to track your numbers. You got to track, saying what is the P&L, saying what is the expenses, saying how, saying how does all these play a factor in order for us to get to from point A to point B. So if we're going to make, saying that X amount of dollars each and every month, what does that look like? How many members do we need to get in? Do we need to track, saying how many holes do we have? How many people that we're averaging that are canceling, saying their memberships, saying what do we need to do? And these are the things to where that in order to be able to be a successful business, these are things that has to be tight knit.
For sure. And that's why, over the years, and I've been in the gym business now, it's gonna be 10 years. And it's like, that's why, I did start Ignite recently. And that's why we are building the custom dashboards and custom scoreboards and, automating scoreboards for gyms because of exactly what you're talking about. It's not easy doing that stuff. All right. So
No.
I'm in a process right now of adding your members for your gym and getting your custom scorecard going. You only been with us for not even a month yet with Ignite. But what are your goals to get out of Ignite, and what are you looking most forward to with Ignite?
Well, just telling my wife, man, is just where that it is going to really feel that we're operating like a real business, being able to actually look at the numbers, right? And I think, and this is coming from me from, trauma and, from, childhood and teen, as a teenager is where is that, seeing from my parents is not looking at your numbers. Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to look at the bank account because you're afraid of like what,
Uh,
saying. But this right here with the scorecard is showing me, saying in live time what we have and for us to make a decision what we're going to do next. All right. We see that, okay, we have X, Y, and Z, and we didn't hit our number for this week. Okay, what is the goal for us to be able to improve that for the following week? You see what I'm saying? So we're seeing numbers in live, in real life time for us to be able to make that decision what to do next.
Exactly. And then also the time of that, like doing that and the accuracy of doing it on your own sheets and stuff is super confusing. And it always frustrated me. So that's why we kind of created that product was
Yeah.
simply for that reason, honestly. Larry, if you could tell me one thing that separates your gym from others, in your area, what would that be? I know that family culture is definitely one of them, but what else? What else would it be?
Well, I feel that with me and my wife, we overly care. And I feel that's, saying
Yeah.
that's what separates us from everybody else, man. We overly care. When you miss a session, we're texting and calling you. You're not just, a number when you come in here where that, that if we don't hear from you, like we're not gonna, respond back. No, like we want you in here because in order for us to help get you to where you need to get to is us, helping you. And that's the thing is that we overly care so much because
Yeah.
we want to see people, saying to be the best version of themselves. So that way that they can create these memories, saying with their family and being able to walk up a flight of stairs without getting
Yeah.
tired or walk around, saying out for hours over at Disneyland without feeling like you're a burden. You know what I'm saying? Like these are things that we want people to feel and start building memories, around with their family, man. So I would say that, like I said, where that what separates us is that that as coaches is that we overly care.
It's crazy because it sounds so simple, right? You guys care, right, a lot. Isn't that it's so simple, but simple is not easy, right? And that's where a lot of people, a lot of gym owners go wrong, man. Like give that extra effort and truly care. If you truly care, everything else can take care of itself, right? I think so, right? Like when we're hiring people, does this person care about what they're doing? If they do, okay, I don't care what certifications he has, right, or she has. If they care about it, they give a shit about it. We can help them with X's and O's. Just care about the clients, and you want to get people better. That's all we want inside of our businesses. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's consistency, man. Is what we teach our clients, man. Is that what you're going to get from us on a daily basis. It's not you're going to come in like I wonder what they're going to be like today. How's the coach going to react today? Like no,
Nah,
our
consistent.
our our energy and what we bring to each and every session is consistent. So that way, when you walk in, because our job is to take the stress off you, not to add stress to you. So when you walk in, all you got to do is just buckle, lace up your shoes and get ready to go. Because and then that way what you're going to be getting each and out in every session, oh man.
For sure, Larry. And Larry, there's going to be some young coaches and gym owners potentially listening to this. If you can go back to your younger self starting out in the fitness industry, what would you tell that person?
I will tell them to invest, go all in on yourself. And what I mean by that, go all in by, saying learning personal development, because you're in the business, saying of with people, so you have to be a people person. You can't just come into this, in the health and fitness space, just thinking about yourself. Right. And yes, I know that, there's many young trainers out there that love to work out, but you're not doing it because you love to work out. You're doing this because in reality, you're saving someone's life. And I feel
For
like
real.
I feel that gets downplayed a lot with
Yeah,
us as coaches, because we don't have a degree as a doctor, right? But
yeah.
we're really saving people's lives less than what doctors make. You know what I'm saying? And I think
For real.
and I feel that gets downplayed a lot. But for the young trainers out there, invest in yourself, invest in personal development, invest in communication, right? Invest in all these things, and so that way that when you're starting like your own, even if you don't even start a business, but just being able to operate like one without even having to open up one, right? And that's the thing I feel that a lot of young trainers miss out on, is the communication part, right? How do you communicate with your clients? Because you're going to be dealing with all different type of personalities,
Yeah.
saying with people. And how do you handle that? Right? How do you respond to that? And I feel with young trainers, it comes down to just, investing in themselves in personal development.
That is so true. That's great advice. And people, you really are saving people's lives. That's the truth. That really is. Anybody listening to this right now, you're starting out.
Yeah.
Hold on to those words and move forward with that for sure.
And I can share so many stories of the clients that we have transformed. And I'm just this with particular one. I have a client that's been with me for about 2.5 years. When he first came to me, he lost over 200. He has lost over 200 pounds with us now. But when he
Wow.
came, he sat down and told us, he was like, man, that I want to be able to ride in my car without my seatbelt suffocating me.
Yeah.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
like, and these are like real true stories though, man. And like now that we're 2 years later, and my man is down 200 pounds, has not gained the weight back. And now he's able to travel the world. And that's one of the things that he wanted to do, is being able to fly on the plane,
Amazing.
without taking up 3 seats. You know what I'm saying? And now my man can sit in the seat comfortably on the plane, though, man, and be able to live his best life, though, man. And this is
No,
what we do it.
that's amazing. And I think chasing that feeling, that's so rewarding, right? That's so
Yeah.
rewarding. You chase that feeling, and then it's all a business game, but really you're chasing those feelings, and you're trying to help people. The money's just a byproduct. That's all it
Hey,
is, right? It really
I
is just a byproduct. Larry, I really appreciate you coming on. This is a great
appreciate
talk.
you, man.
Definitely have you on in person when you're out in Long Island for sure. All right.
Yeah, for sure,
All right,
man.
bro. All right,
All
bro.
right,
Have a
man.
great
Thanks,
day.
Big Mike. All right, appreciate you, brother.